in the middle of Friday's Chumash over here. Okay, Kol Arei Hamishar, all the cities of the plains, as we're going north over here. Remember where the Rephaim were, where Og lived. We're learning about them conquering Og. Kol Hagilad, Kol HaBashan, Ad Salka. Maybe I'll show you in the map quickly. We'll just go back there for a second. Here's the Bashan, that whole area to the north. Okay, that whole area, Edrei, we'll see Edrei soon. Okay, that whole area where Og lived on the time. At Edrei, Arim Mamlechas Og Bashan, which was the cities of the great giant Og, who was the remainder of the giants that survived when the 4 kings attacked the 5 kings. He was there leading a very powerful nation. Kirak Og Melech HaBashan Nishar Meyeser Rephaim, because the only one who left, who remained from the attack of the 4 kings against the 5 kings and in Avram's time, was Og, from the real Rephaim, from the real giants. Hine Arsoi, and here it describes this giant here. Listen to this. Listen to the furniture. Hine Arsoi Eres Barzel. His bedspread was a bedspread of iron. Allahi birabas b'nei Ammon. Can we not see it? Is it not in Rabbah, the children of Ammon? Right? They lived by the Ammonites. They had this unbelievable bed of iron. Teisha Amos Arkli was 9 cubits big. Now, depending on how many, we'll see in a minute about the cubits, but the average, our standard cubits are 1.5 feet, which would make it, right, you go from your elbow to the end of your palm, to the end of your hand. So that's a foot, it's about 1.5 feet. So if that would be our measurements of a cubit, it would be what, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 feet long bed. But Rashi, as the verse says, Ba'amas Ish, it was his, no, we're not following our handbreadth. We're talking about the giant's handbreadth. So I don't know, it was 20, 30 feet long bed. And it was 4 amas width, 4 cubits width, Ba'amas Ish, in the amount of his own kind of amma, his size cubit. So it was a humongous bed. They had obviously this metal bed that this massive giant laid on. That's Aretz Azoi. So that's how big it was. They conquering the land from Moshe's reminding the Jews, we just not long ago conquered the land from him. That's Aretz Azoi Shirashnu Beisei, and we possessed the land at the time. From Aroer, from a place called Aroer, that's on the Nachal Arnon, that's on the Arnon River, V'chati Hara Gilad, until half of the mountain of Gilad, Va'arav, and its cities around the Nasati, the Ruvain Velagadi, I gave to the Ruvain and the Gad tribes. So here's the Aroer, the Arnon River, and the Jews are conquering from here, from the border of the Moabites, all the way up until the Bashan, all the way north to the Gilad, to Mount Hermon, till that area is where the Jews are conquering. Am I recording? Let me just make sure. Yes. Okay, good. V'yeser HaGilad and the rest of the Gilad area, I just showed you the map, Chol HaBashan and the whole Bashan area, that whole north area, Melechas Oig, which was under the kingship of the giant Og. I gave it to half of the tribe of Manasseh, and I'm going to show you one more picture where I showed you in the beginning of today's lesson the tribes, how they were split up among the different areas. So you see here, Manasseh got the whole northern section. So even though the 8.5 tribes in Israel proper are not going to be divided, it seems like already the 2.5 tribes are being divided. And Manasseh here has that whole section of where Og used to live. Manasseh called Chevel, Argov, L'chol HaBashan, the whole territory, the strip of land from the Argov and the whole Bashan of Yikar Eretz Rephaim, which that is the proper land called Rephaim. That is the Rephaim land that Hashem gave to the Jewish people. Yair ben Manasseh, and who in Manasseh's family, and I go into more details, one of Manasseh's kids was Yair ben Manasseh, was the son of Manasseh. He took the whole swath of land from Argov until Gushri, and he called it by his name. As Bashan, the Bashan after his own name, he called it Chavos Yar, the villages of Yar. He called it after himself. If I remember correctly, when this is in the Chumash a few weeks ago, when we said that he had no children, I think that probably was him, and no one to be named after him to continue his descendants. So he named the town after himself, Ad Hayoim Hazeh, until this very day. Let's finish Shabbos Chumash, a short Chumash today. Ulamachir, there was another son of Manasseh, that was the first son of Manasseh, the other son of Manasseh, Nisati is a Gilad. He gave an area called the Gilad. If you want, I could go to the map just to show you where this Gilad that we're talking about is in the map over here. 1 second. Should be, I think actually, here, you see Mount Gilad, you see Gilad, that's the area where they're going to, we're talking about over here. Those are the 2 lower parts of the eastern side of the Jordan River that went to Reuben and Gad. and he also got, when he got the land, it went until the Arnon River that was on the border of the Moabite, but the Arnon River itself is included in his property. Until Yabok, which is another river called Yabok, which was more to the north of them. They got that whole section, which is bordering his country, bordered the Moabites, who they weren't allowed to take their land. V'harava and the plains, V'hayarden and the Jordan, Ugvul Mikineret, from the water of the Kinneret, not including the Kinneret, but a city, as I saw in the commentary here, means from a city right next to the Kinneret. Bad Yom Harava, Yam HaMelech, until the Sea of the Plains, until the Yam HaMelech, the Sea of the Salt. Tachas Ashla the Pisco, which is under the waterfalls of the Pisgah, actually near where we have Engedi. I don't know if it's right there, but maybe I'll be there this coming Wednesday. Mizracha, to the east of it. I'm giving them that land. And if you look in the map where I showed you the 12 tribes, you'll see actually that so God, he's giving it to God. Menashe got this whole section where Og was. God is getting the whole section. His land is going from under, we said from the Kinneret, right here, all the way down until the Dead Sea is going to, God is going to that section. And that's what the verse is saying inside over here. He got from the Kinneret till the Salt Sea. And okay, I command you, saying, look, Hashem gave you this land already to Reuben and to God. Remember, they made a deal that they only get it if they go before the Jews into Israel. You should armor yourself up and go before your brothers, the Jewish people. Whoever are warriors should go in front of the Jewish people and fight before them. And as Rashi says, because also the tribe of God were very, very strong people. And by going in the front, all the enemies would be wiped out and the rest of the Jews would follow. But only who your wives and your children, and your cattle, I know that you have a lot of cattle. Will sit here in your cities that have given to you until Hashem will then settle the rest of your brothers and sisters, Jewish people, like you. And Hashem will give them the land they will inherit, on the other side of the Jordan River. And only then will all the armed soldiers of the two tribes, 2.5 tribes, come back. It's Yeshua Tzavesi labor, and I command Yeshua that they saying, your eye saw all that Hashem did to the two kings. Ha'ela that were here came, the Amorites and Og, was 2 kings. The king of Cheshbon, Sichon, the king of Cheshbon, and Og, the king of the Bashan, that area. So too Hashem will conquer before all the other kings that you're going there. Siram, don't be afraid of them. Because Hashem, your God, is the one that is fighting for you. And that is the end of